Challenge. Welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville Network. Today we come to you from Louisville, Kentucky. Hi everybody, I'm Gary Lee alongside Rich Hooser, and this part of the country is famous for the Louisville Slugger. And I suppose you could say today we've got a Louisville Slugfest?
Yeah, you could say that. What we have here is a figure-8 course. It's a half-mile long, and there's about 40 junk cars smack dab in the middle of it. Now, these trucks are going to be taking a lot of abuse today, and we ought to see some good action.
You know, there's a big Ford truck plant down here, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Ford fans cheering for Bigfoot back here.
Right, well, Bigfoot has a lot of fans wherever it goes, but yet here today we're going to see a lot of Ford fans.
We'll be joined momentarily by Army Armstrong. We'll take this break first and come back to Louisville, Kentucky. At Churchill Downs, they trumpet the call to the post, but across town at the Louisville Motor Speedway, they simply say, "Gentlemen, start your engines." A unique course, a figure-8 track with some 40 junk cars in the middle. In first-round competition, the Carolina Crusher will face Micro Machine. The Equalizer will go against Gravedigger, No Problem, and Star Monster, and the Jersey Outlaw will take on the Thunder Chicken. Now, the fast qualifier is Andy Brass in Bigfoot, so he will have a bye run. He advances to the second round, and King Crunch has defeated Clydesdale. He, too, has advanced. So now, first-round action continues with Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher and Kurt Fisher in Micro Machine.
They're both set up and ready to go, Gary. It's going to be a close race down here. It's looking pretty good.
Once again, the inside lane is the shortest way around. Gary Porter has the inside lane on the first half of the circuit, but the Micro Machine will have the short way around the second half.
Right, and the Micro Machine is starting to catch up to Porter right now. He hit a pretty good jump, a little bit slow. Porter's getting a look at him, standing up on end for about 25 yards.
I have never seen a longer wheel stand by a monster truck. He had to climb on the brakes, almost went over the wall, actually made light contact with the wall. He is okay. He'll check the machinery as Kurt Fisher drives on to victory here in the first round.
Gary did a great job of driving there. He's out of the truck. He seems to be okay. He's checking out the machinery. Watch on the replay, and you'll see what happens. When the front end hits there, it comes back up, and he stays in the throttle, but he did a great job of bringing it under control.
At this point, he knows the wall is coming up, so he climbs on the binders, gets it stopped. Let's go down to Army Armstrong.
Gary Porter, first of all, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I've never seen you do that. That had to be an eerie feeling.
That was one of the wildest rides I've ever took in the truck. You know, I'm fine, the truck's fine. You know, I was wanting to stay in it as long as I could, and when the front end was up so high, I couldn't see exactly where I was going, and I knew I had to be getting close to the wall, so I let out of it and hit the brakes to bring it down, and I was right on the wall, and I couldn't stay out of it.
The crowd now anticipating the arrival of, there he is, the Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson. He goes up against Greg Holbrook in Equalizer, a pair of Chevrolets, one new body style, one very old body style.
And Gary, I'm sorry to say, but I was talking to Dennis a little earlier, and he thought he might be having some problems with his truck. And as you can see right here at the starting line, he does. I believe it's in his transfer case. He didn't seem to have power to his rear wheels. But here, Equalizer is going to have a win as long as he can keep the truck under control, and he has to make a legal pass. He knows Anderson's got problems, so he's just going to take it nice and easy, and Dennis is going to go ahead and make the round so he can finish, and he will collect money and points because of finishing a round.
These two trucks approach the cars at the same time, but Dennis Anderson backs out and lets Greg Holbrook go on through to complete his run. And now as the youngsters look at their Gravedigger watches to time Dennis Anderson, they don't look too pleased with this slow run right now. But the Gravedigger will complete the run. Look at the air under that 1950 panel, and he almost goes over the front.
And one thing about Dennis Anderson, he always puts on a good show. Now watch here on the replay of Equalizer's final run. Look at the left front tire actually coming off the ground. Now that shows you what kind of speed these guys are going coming around these turns, and he wasn't actually getting on it as much because he knows he has a win against Dennis Anderson.
The Equalizer advances, but the Gravedigger completes his run. Look at the air and watch this nose stand as he comes down. Always a crowd pleaser, Dennis Anderson. A good crowd on hand here in Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, it is noisy here for the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. And coming right at you, the Star Monster. This is Chris Tuffley out of Syracuse, New York, earlier in qualifying. Watch this nosedive.
Gary, right there when his back tires hit that last car and his front tires came down the ramp, that's what caused his rear end to come up like that. But he's a good driver, and he's able to keep it under control.
The rule of thumb there, keep your foot in the throttle. He does. He brings it down. Now he's on the brakes. And now he's lining up for first round action, and he takes on no problem. No problem with John Moore, the Bronco, aboard against the Chevy.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, Gary, the inside lane is the short lane on the first half of the track, but when they come around to the other half, no problem's going to head to short side. So from the look at this right now, no problem's actually ahead of him. And of course, he's going to hit that car before Star Monster. If John can keep it under control, this could be good.
Well, right now, John has the inside, and the second half of this circuit should be all no problem. John Moore now increases his lead. The last time he sets up to go over these 40 junk cars, a nice, well, not quite so smooth, a little bounce right there, but he takes the victory, and Star Monster pulls off.
Yeah, Star Monster is having problems, but no problem also had one. Watch here on the replay, when right there you seen it, when he got off the line, he broke the rear drive shaft in the truck. Look right there, you can see it hanging down. He's running on front wheel drive and still beats him.